Welcome to the Kortex Media Podcast, Marketing Accelerator, your compass for navigating the dynamic world of marketing and business growth. I'm Korson Schmidt, founder of Kortex Media. Our mission is to equip marketing agencies with the custom growth solutions they need to unlock massive revenue increases and scale their business. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today, we're joined by a true creative craftsman of the industry, Simon Litalien, president of Kabane. Brings an incredible 35 years of experience, 32 of those as a successful entrepreneur. With a background in design and communication, Simon has built Kabane into a well-known, highly respected agency in Quebec, competing with giants while internationally staying small. He's a highly decorated designer, recognized as designer de l'année and personality de l'année, and he is deeply committed to giving back, serving as president of 2 charities for decades. Simon's philosophy is simple. Every project must be perfectly designed, and the ideas must always be at the core. Simon, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Korson.
No
Great to be here with you.
Yeah, I'm excited to get into this one, Simon. So you've spent 32 years as an entrepreneur, founding 2 successful companies before Kabane. Do you mind telling us kind of who Kabane is? What are your core creative services that you guys offer today, and how your background as a designer and craftsman has shaped the agency into who it is today?
Yeah, pleasure. Yes, Kabane is my second agency. The first one was called Simon Litalien. It was a graphic design studio. We were like at the early 90s, 92, I think. Okay. And I have a background of graphic designer, but I'm a kind of a whiz kid of Macintosh. I had a Mac in 1984, So at the beginning of Simon Litalien, we were known for our capabilities, technical, capabilities, doing complicated projects with the computers and everything. So I think that we got stuck in that moment. 16 years later, people still knew us for that, So that's why we changed and we started a new agency called Kabane. Kabane is mainly around ideas more than graphic design, but we still have our designer glasses. Every project needs to be well designed, and it's design thinking. So every word needs to be the right word, not too much text, just the right amount of text. Mm-hmm. Every scene needs to be clear. Every message needs to be clear. So we really use that graphic design background that we have.
That's amazing.
Today we do launch beautiful campaigns. Like you said, everything needs to be well designed, but everything needs to be clear and efficient. So every message needs to be efficient. Yeah,
that's amazing. And you guys are more of a full service agency, correct? So, if I were a client coming to speak with you, and I was asking your core services today, what would those core services be? Are you guys a full service agency? What do you guys
almost
offer?
Yeah, almost full circle. It's like we describe it as a dragon with 3 heads. We still have that branding that's really, really strong at the agency. We still love beautiful brands. We have that team that create great campaigns, great ad campaigns. It's something that we crafted for a lot of years, to get those perfect ads. When we launch a campaign, it's comparable to, what Cassette and LG2 in Quebec does and everything, and we're so smaller, so we're really proud of that. So we have graphic, we have branding, we have advertising, and we have media. We a few years ago we bought this media studio company, and they are still growing into the heart of Kabane. So we really have great media people at Kabane. The thing that we don't do anymore is really precise strategy. When we have a new account, we dive into their environment and we try to understand exactly what the need is, and we go get the right people to do exactly the right strategy. Because we used to do strategy a lot, but we had that that generic feeling to it that I disliked. It's always like this brand needs to be more human, or you need to be more this and that, and creation couldn't work with it. So we go and we go get those sharpshooters and then we build strategies around them.
Well, yeah.
So yes, it's just about full circle. Yeah.
Okay. And with you having 32 or I guess 35 years experience in the industry, you definitely know people who can help these other companies out with their strategic accomplishments that they're looking for within their company. And you having a very creative background as well definitely helps you focus more on the creative marketing, advertising side of things when you are working with these companies. Now, do you mind taking us through a quick case study of Kabane and how and when you guys have worked with a certain client and helping them get the results that they were looking for? Do you mind taking us through a quick story on how you guys have helped, just so we can hear your process? Because every entrepreneur, every business owner, every business in general has their own process on how they execute their process and how they execute their work for their clients to get them to the result. Do you mind taking us through just a quick story on how you guys have helped a specific client reach their specific goal?
Sure. We have this ski mountain in the surroundings of Quebec City called Le Massif. This mountain is the highest ski mountain that you have all Eastern Canada. So it's a great place to ski, and it's super natural, with the real snow and real pleasure there. And when we met the general manager called Frédéric, the guy was really a ski bum. We really got that into him. The guy was beard and a hat, and he would ski between meetings and everything. So we really branded the mountain around this guy. We wanted to have a brand like that could talk, and we created this fun brut like platform. Fun brut means real fun or raw fun, and we market the mountains for a few years. And what we do, we would manage their yearly business, yearly budget, and we would save a little money everywhere, so we could have that carte blanche project at the end of it. Carte blanche means something that we could do whatever we want with it. And the client was super okay with it because the results were there. The mountain was doing really well. And we decided to work on a campaign called Let's Save the Snowbirds. It's a campaign. It was a campaign to tell you, it was for March break. It was telling you, don't go to Florida or Cuba or something warm for the spring break. Stay here and ski on the mountain for the whole week. So we created a false charity called Save the Snowbirds, and really created a campaign around this. Like it's an illness. Those people they can't resist, going south during the winter, and they would love to stay and ski, but they had to go because of their condition. Yeah. And it was really a fun project. We went to Florida, and we shot this guy that was an ex. He used to be a ski champion, and he couldn't ski anymore because he was stuck with that illness, and it was super funny. And we created the whole story of this guy, and the young people, they would get it and they would love it and share it everywhere. And the older people, they didn't get it, so they wanted to send money to this charity. So it was a fun project, and the result was really fun, and it did go around the world. We've seen it on Ads of the World and other sites that do that share great work. So it was really something that we really love. And you know what? The trust between the client and us was perfect, because the client, when we presented the idea, the client said, "You know what? I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm getting it right, but do what you want to do, and we'll see." And that's what they gave us, the freedom to do really a great project with that.
That's amazing. And I mean, with the industry being at the intersection we are with AI, with a lot of things going on, we're getting towards the end of the year as well, and there's more and more agencies coming up. It makes it hard for individuals and clients to trust agencies like ourselves, because I mean, there's a lot with marketing that's very trial and error. It's very test and iterate. It's a very tough industry, because you can have one campaign work very well for one company, and it could be the exact same company, just a different part of the year, and it doesn't work because there's so much testing that goes within marketing. So trust is such a big factor in this industry, especially working with certain clients, because I mean, you'll get a lot of agencies out there that guarantee all these results and all this work, but they never put the execution in to get that work. They just wanted the paycheck. I hate to say it, but there is people out there like that, And we're in the day and age where there is a lot of scams and there's a lot of this going on, and it's tough. It's a really tough landscape. So, I mean, trust is such an important factor from client to agency relationship, and almost being invested in their growth. Like you guys working with that client, I'm assuming you guys did a lot more than just that one project.
Yeah, we did like hundreds of projects.
Yeah, and build their trust up to understand them. You're internally invested into them, so you know exactly their brand, their message, and etc. And you know how to portray it in future campaigns, and building more trust and building a better relationship the longer you work with these clients. I mean, at the end of the day, clients don't like finding new agencies because you have to regain trust, and it's tough to gain that first layer of trust to let someone in and help you execute what they're looking for. So amazing story. Thank you, Simon.
And building that trust is like a focus point at Kabane. It's, you know, what differentiates Kabane from other agencies? A lot of things, but building that trust is the heart of the relationship. Because a few years ago, we were wondering why we did, you know, great projects and good projects and average projects. The same people, the same team, the same staff, and we really identified that the more the better the relationship with the clients, the better the projects are at the end. So we really work on that confidence and that trust at Kabane.
That's amazing. It's awesome. It's I mean, it's tough because client acquisition is one of the toughest things you can do. Lead generation, getting new clients in, is one of the toughest things because you have to build that trust gap. But as soon as you have great projects and you have clients that know you do great work and you get their testimonials and you get them spreading the word about your company, it's a lot easier for other people to trust you. So, I mean, we're kind of speaking on that lead generation topic. Do you mind giving us a quick overview on what is working well for, I mean, word of mouth is obviously the go-to silo for lead generation if you're looking to grow a company in the best way. But I mean, with the landscape being the way it is, there's a lot of agencies out there. What's working well for you guys in the lead gen client acquisition factor to find new clients to work with and grow Kabane into the agency that you're looking to?
Yeah. Biz dev is something that you really have to work every day. We have that person at Kabane called Laurie. She's great. She's like a marathon runner in real life. You know, she's gone. You give her a goal and she will achieve it. And she does a lot of approach. We have brands that we dream of working with on the wall at Kabane, and every day she does actions to get us closer to those brands. And also we do a lot of content. If you go and see Kabane's LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok now, you will see a lot of making of, a lot of testimonies, a lot of topics that we share. We have a great blog also. So we need to be out there and communicate. We need to do those approaches, but we need to do great work. It's not magical. Every agency, we say the same things. You know, we're great. We love our clients. We take care of clients. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if you do crappy work, you're never gonna be interesting for those big brands. Those big brands, they want to work with the star agencies and the agencies that deliver extraordinary work. So our real focus is on doing extraordinary work, and we feel that bringing those big brands in is a consequence of that. But that said, you have to communicate and you have to reach out. You have to do all those things at the same time. Biz dev is something that is always on at Kabane. We're always working on biz dev. Because a few years ago we would do great work and then have no work, and do great work and have no work. So you have even when the team is super busy and everybody's a little bit tired, you need to bring in new work all the time, so you don't get those moments where looking for work.
Yes, that's a great point. I was gonna actually touch on that as well. As you don't want to run your pipeline dry, because then you're getting to a standstill, right? Like just like you said, you guys would do amazing work, but then you wouldn't have work for your team to continue on. So the great
Exactly.
point that you have to continue on with your lead generation, with your client acquisition. Keep networking, keep meeting people, and getting people interested in working with Kabane and getting them the results as well. To keep your team, right? If you don't have clients, you can't keep your team and you can't keep them moving.
Exactly.
And creating these new ideas, these new brand identities moving forward.
And Carson, you touch a point where if I want to keep my creatives happy, I need to bring clients that are interesting for them also, because we could do banking. We have this bank as a client. We could do banking all year long for everyone, but I think that people would leave Kabane pretty fast, because creative at Kabane in the morning, he can do like food and drink, and then little banking in the afternoon, and the day after he's working on an event, and it's and charity. So it's all a mix of having good people, good clients, and doing the best we can with every project.
Yeah, and they're working on something different every day, which I mean,
Exactly.
every human being doesn't want to do the same every single day. They want to do something a little bit different. They want to change, they want to challenge. And I mean, we kind of spoke earlier, and you have a very lean team as well within Kabane. You said you used to have a bigger team, and now you've kind of migrated into a smaller team. And I love that, because the conversations that I have with individuals that have smaller teams, they all say that their connection with their team is so strong, and they trust their team super well and the relationship they have. So if they have to pass a project on to their team, they know they're going to execute it 100% of the time, because you have the smaller team. They're growing with Kabane, they're growing with your company and executing just as you would, because you have such a great relationship with them.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, Kabane, we used to be like in two offices, one in Quebec, one in Montreal. And I thought it was really, really, really hard to create that connection between the offices. Even with all the efforts that we put in, we were saying, one Kabane, two houses, but one Kabane, and we would have people go from one city to another. We would mix teams, the copywriter in Montreal, the graphic designer in Quebec, and the media planner in Quebec. But after like 4 or 5 years, we had to look at the truth. It's hard to be really close to people that you see like once a month. It's a human connection that you need to create. With that, we decided to all go back to the office of Quebec City and to work on that connection.
That's amazing.
Important. Yeah,
that's awesome. Now, I mean, we can't really skip out on this factor of this big conversation that has been the past year and a half now, has been AI, right? So we can't really skip out on that conversation, but just putting AI to the side right now, what are some of the other trends you're seeing in the industry that are affecting us? Agencies, marketing agencies, growth partner agencies. What are some of the biggest trends you're seeing affecting us or challenging us at this moment?
Yeah, we see a lot of fast market. I think this is like something that is everywhere. You see content on your phone, you watch a show, you see something, and I think the quality of execution when you create fast marketing and content, it needs to be done like improvised, and it's fine. We do it all the time for our clients, but I need that at the end of the day, you need to come back to a brand that is strong, that has strong values, that those their values, and why they exist, and exactly where they are in their market, and you still need to do that work with their brand. At one point you can do a lot of content, but I think that content that we see right now, you know what I'm talking about, a lot of content with the people with that big microphone, and they go and they walk live. So it's fine, but I think when everybody does it, you need to move away from that and do something else. So I think the trend is like it's really doing fast action, be really reactive on on the news and what's happening in the world and all this, and fine, but it's not the end of it. You need to have that big brand that is your landing place for the brand.
Yeah, the foundation. You need the foundation before you can execute. And I feel like, I mean, we're at such an intersection within, I mean, I've said that a couple times now in this podcast, but we're at such an intersection in the industry. And I feel like brand is most important than ever because it's the differentiator between one company to another, right? If you have amazing brand store, if you have amazing philosophies on who you are and why you're doing what you're doing, you're gonna find people that also attract with that brand, with that value that you're offering. So, I mean, the foundation of branding is super important, and then pulling everything together instead of just doing fast marketing, you need to do everything because, I mean, the markets are crazy. You have people from 80 years old all the way to 15 years old that are all looking to buy certain products or certain things, and you need to know how to market to all of them. So having you can do one thing and it can work very well, but if you have touched a lot of different points and work on a lot of different things until you see what actually is driving your results today, and then pushing that a little bit more, you're not going to get the results that you can. Because, I mean, back to what I said earlier, marketing is such a very trial and error unit. So, I mean, we have to be out there on a lot of different platforms, a lot of different marketing silos, and a lot of different marketing applications or advertising applications to make sure that we are gaining the most traction we can with our campaigns and reaching our target audience at the end of the day as well. So it's a great point. We do see a lot of fast marketing.
When it's called a trend, it's going to change, it's going to end, a new trend will come in. Being older, the only advantage of that I know of growing older is that you have that perspective. I've seen hundreds of trends during the last 35 years. Mm-hmm. Internet arriving, I've seen Facebook, social media. I've seen all kinds of trends that you always think it's the end of it, but you know what? It's just a moment of it, and you move forward to something else after.
Yeah, for sure. And then moving forward is AI. Like that seems to be the biggest conversation in the past year and a half. Now, how are you guys leveraging AI to benefit yourselves in Kabane, just make things more efficient, to maybe make your work a little bit better? How are you guys using this amazing tool that we have to just create efficiencies or create that better work that you guys have at Kabane?
Yeah, you know what, Korson? 35 years ago, I loved the Mac. I really loved the possibilities that it would give you, and I was always the first person to do something new with it. To add that new technique that I learned, that I've seen somewhere, and I think in the spirit of Kabane, we still have that. When we discovered AI like a year and a half ago, we loved it. We really saw it as a great tool that we need to explore and master. Today at Kabane, I mean, AI is everywhere. It's everywhere. Administration, copywriting, brainstorming, execution. We explore every day. We have like this channel where we put there everything that we see that we love and that we want to try. And I think we're really exploring it. We love change at Kabane. We always been changing. So it's not something that we see as something that will take away work from us. It's something that we work with. We do draw lines because in Quebec City last summer, there was this big scandal where this great agency, they did that campaign for that great festival and they used AI too much. It was AI generated, and at one point you had this hand on the poster, and the hand had like 4 fingers. So everybody, they got caught, using it too much. Yeah. And so everybody's like, it was a warning for all of us. And at Kabane, we draw a certain line where when you see human beings, it's not AI generated. So we still work with filmmakers and photographs, and we do casting and we do all of things. We're not replacing that part, but we can add, certain part of background. We could modify something. We do a lot of things with AI, but we still respect the human beings and and the intelligence of people that if you see an ad, you need to relate to the person that you see on screen. So that person, you know that if she's real or not. So
Yeah, we're all getting very well educated that we can tell what is AI and what is not, just because we see it every day on social media, right? So, and it's an amazing tool, and leveraging it for certain tasks is truly amazing. But to a certain extent, like you said, like, I mean, back to creative and branding, with you being a designer, Simo, you have your own way of your designing, of your creativity, of your using your mind, where AI is never going to know how Simo wants to have or create this campaign or create this brand logo or brand messaging, etc. Right? So I think that is the biggest differentiators, using AI maybe just to ask it ideas and help maybe get opinions from it, where I love it for opinions, because you can ask it anything and it'll give you, it's no different than asking me through the camera, right? And just ask your opinion about it. But at the end of the day, you're the creative mind behind a lot of these campaigns and etc. And that's the differentiator between you and a different agency as well, right? So it's I don't think it's ever going to take over the creative side, in my opinion, because
you're right,
I mean, we're all very intelligent and we're all our own person.
You're right, Korson. When notice when you really love a project, you don't love the execution, you love the idea behind it, and with the message it sends. So how you execute it, it can be faster. You can use a lot of tools, but it's not going to replace why the project exists and why you love it. Totally right.
That's a great point. I mean, and there are some great automation tools out there that will integrate with almost everything now, saving a lot of time throughout the day. I mean, it's an amazing tool. We might as well use it and embrace it, because it's only getting better, and we're at the beginning of this almost revolution, I'd say, right? So,
long time ago, I was working with Photoshop like everybody, but Photoshop like 1.0. And when you would move, you would select something, you would move it, and when you unselect it, it would erase what's behind it. It was like Stone Age, but it's not time well invested to recreate what you erased. So AI, it's really a great tool to save times where the talent is not added, but like you said, it's a tool, and it's not the end of it.
Yeah, for sure. It's just the beginning. It's only getting better from here on out, and every single day. Now, looking ahead for Kabane, what are some of the goals that you have for Kabane Simo in the future? I know you had the bigger agency at one time. You kind of brought back down into the smaller, more boutique agency. What is your goal with Kabane? Where do you want to see it in the future? What are some of your goals as well?
Yeah. When I created Kabane, I was looking at those big guys, and I was like, I'm like a fan of those big agencies, Cassette, LG2, Rethink, Sidley. I really love those guys. I think they represent greatness for me. And when I was super small at Kabane, we were like 3 people. I said to myself, nothing keeps me from doing something great. Why should I just stay in the passenger seat and look at those guys? So pretty early, we began going to talk to students at the university we have in Quebec, give classes, being judged on projects, and giving back to the students a lot of information, how we do work, how we talk with clients. And because I said to myself, let's create an agency where those young guys and girls, they want to work in Kabane. Their dream is not going to work for Sidley. They want to come and work for Kabane. And I said, let's create that company, and the clients that we love, they dream of working with us also. So it's really something that never changed in time. Our dream is to work with the brands that we love, that we admire. They're all on the wall at Kabane. We know them, brands that have the same value that we have. And my dream is to work on great campaigns. It's not on being that size or that kind of billing or being in those cities. It's really on working with those brands and doing great work. So the ambition that we have is always getting better always getting better. As I say to the staff at the agency, we're always practicing for what comes next.
Yeah.
Everything is a practice for what's next, and we do make mistakes. We accept them. We learn from them, and we don't do them again. And so today at Kabane at 2025, we are at that point where I think we really great work. We launched 2 campaigns last month, and I think that they were great. In terms of the message was perfect. It was perfectly written. The execution was incredible. One funny, one sad. The sad one you would cry. The funny one you would laugh. So I think we can work with any brand now. So this is the ambition that we have. Not being bigger, but being bigger, having a bigger impact with bigger projects.
Yeah. And working with who you want to work with, and you guys have on the wall. I love that you guys have these brands on the wall that you guys want to drive towards. If you had a magic wand where you could fix one issue or one challenge that you guys are going through within the business, what would that one thing be in Kabane that you guys would like? This is one of the challenges we're having. This is what we would want to fix and continue moving forward.
The thing I have a love-hate relationship with is strategy. Having done strategies for years and years, sometimes I feel that the client doesn't have it worth for his money. You know what I mean? We worked like 3 weeks on something that we understood during the briefing meeting. We delivered, strategy that the creation could not work with. No insight and no nothing. We've been, I think, strategy. We give it to other people for 2 years now. We haven't done strategy for 2 years because we go and handpick that person, that strategist that is really a specialist in that domain and will give the creation exactly what we need to work with. So I think if I had a magic wand, I would just do great strategy, like I do great design, branding, and advertising and media plans. So I think this is something that I struggle with. Being a designer, I really love simple things. Give me a strategy with just one word. Don't give me a 200 pages document that nobody will read. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm extreme when I say just one word, but where's my insight? See, what can I work with? So this is something that is really important for me, and probably will be something that will enhance in time and work
eventually. Eventually, pull together and work with it. I mean, you have a long history in the agency, in the entrepreneurship world, so you probably know a lot of people that have really great strategy in certain silos and on what they do. So you'd have a lot of insight into.
Have a great network, and we know those people,
yeah, for sure. And if you can help point them in the right direction, you're still benefiting that brand at the end of the day and that client.
Of course, because the client's happy, the results are there, and the relationship lasts for years. Of course, we benefit from it.
For sure. Looking ahead, or let's go with for young marketers and entrepreneurs, looking to take their first steps into this crazy industry that we're kind of trying to navigate right now. What's the best piece of advice you could give to a young entrepreneur or a young marketer just getting started today?
I think that the best advice I could give is to don't be too much in a hurry. That is something that probably would be useful for me to know at the beginning. It's going to take time. It's going to take time because you're going to be great at something. That thing will not be useful anymore. So you need to evolve. You need to learn every day. I think that's something that is really important because somebody that creates great content now can think that he has an agency and he can take care of brands, but there's something behind it. That kind of content will end and something new will begin. So I think that you need to be patient. You need to be curious, and you need to do it for the good reasons. Don't do it for money. Don't do it for success. Don't do it to become a big company. I think these all are goals that you will disappoint at one time. Do the best you can. it's gonna be okay. Growth, it's a consequence. It's not something that you're not aiming for growth. It's something that happens because you have too much great project and you have too much great people and you hire them. This is a good growing process, but you know what I mean. Aiming for growth is not something that works.
Yeah,
So my answer is too long, but do it for the good reasons and do the best you can. That's what I do. When I get up in the morning, I do the best I can, and sometimes it impresses me myself. I not me personally, but when I see what the team does, man, I'm a graphic designer. I'm not a scientist. And we launched those $1 million campaigns, and the results are there. The clients are super happy. I said, that's great. That's the best I could do. That's something great that we all did.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And you love what you're doing as well. And that's why you kind of took the step back so you could focus more on the creative side. So I'd like to add that in there because I think that's another piece that really interests you as well.
Yeah. Being bigger, I always, I had to be a president and I hated it. I was president. I had 2 general managers, I had directors, and I had employees and then clients and projects. I really hated it because what I love to do is to craft ideas and to look at projects and to give feedback and to be on shootings. Last week I was in Calgary for a shooting with a client. I loved my trip there.
Yeah.
This is why I do it. Why would I choose a job where I don't do nothing of that? I just speak to people and work on budgets. Everybody hates that. So, I really love what I'm doing right now. I love the place where I am right now. Yeah,
that's amazing. Where can people find you or get a hold of you, Simon, just if they wanted to connect, get a hold of Kabane, maybe they're interested in working with you or becoming part of your team? Where can people find you or get a hold of you?
If you go on kabane.ca and we write Kabane with a K, so KABANE.ca, go on there, you're gonna find everything you need. Or Simon Litalien on LinkedIn. I do give back a lot on LinkedIn. I share a lot of things that I feel, because a few years ago I wrote a paper on LinkedIn, and all kind of many entrepreneurs they send me messages and they related to the difficulty of being an entrepreneur, and I keep on writing to them often, on the challenges that we have. So if you love entrepreneurship, you can go on my LinkedIn also and read a few posts. You'll find information there.
Amazing. I might have to do that myself, Simon. That sounds awesome.
Perfect.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to join me, Simon. It's been a pleasure. Hearing your experience. The 35 years of experience is truly amazing. And you're still pushing forward, still moving on and doing great work, which is the best part of it. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, your expertise, and taking the time to join me on this conversation.
Really my pleasure. Thank you, Korson.
Yeah, thank you.